Hello, everybody. I hope that you can all see me and hear me. Good morning or good afternoon. Welcome to this third iStaging talk about how to use virtual tours in property management. My name is Stefan, and I'm here today with my colleague Andrea, who you can talk to via the chat. She'll be sending out some useful information and some useful links throughout the webinar. You can ask her questions as well, but we will mostly cover those questions towards the end of the webinar. So if you don't get an immediate answer, don't worry, we'll do that towards the end. It'll take about 20 minutes today, and what are we going to talk about? Now, we're going to talk about property management, obviously. Now, most of you know that iStaging, we provide you with a solution that enables you to create virtual tours of virtually any space. Now, obviously, property management is real estate, but it's a little bit different. The purpose is a little bit different from selling residential or commercial real estate. There are many different things, and depending on that purpose, you can do different things with the virtual tours. So let's. What I'm going to do is first talk a little bit about that in general. Then I'm going to show you two examples of tours that a client has actually created in the property management industry, and then I'm going to show you. I'm going to share my screen and show you some basic editing functions within the VR editor that can help you, providing information within the tour. All right, so property management companies and property managers in general deal with prospects and tenants, and they deal with marketing, handling maintenance, handling repairs, complaints. So there are many different things that they do, and depending on the purpose, right, that the information that you display within a tour could be different. Now, what we've done is we've sort of identified four main purposes for property management. There are probably more, but if you have more, let us know. But obviously, we'll go through these four today. Number one is the most basic one is providing information besides the tour, providing information to the client, which is the potential buyer of a property or a tenant. You can talk about details of the apartment or the amenities within a residential building. That helps me as a potential buyer, determine whether I would want to live in that building or in that area, or if I would even want to go and take a look in person, if I would want to go visit. So that's number one. Then number two, we've got, creating a tour for a status update if you want to sell a property. So if I'm looking to sell this house, you're going to need someone to go and inspect that house to see if everything is okay or if anything is wrong. Right, to put it up on the market. And that's a different way of showcasing, of using a tour, which could be more for internal communication within a property management company. Number three would be about renting out properties. So if you create a tour and you want to rent it out, what you want to do first is create a tour of the space before it's rented out. And then when the tenant moves out of the place, you create another tour, sort of a before and after, and you can document and make sure that how you sort of delivered the place is also how it's left by the tenant, which is great, and it's a great tool for sort of evidence, right? Documenting and having evidence of that space. That'd be number three, and number four is a little bit different. It's more of a collaborative tool for managing a building. So obviously, as you're not the only one managing the property or the building, right? You usually have help you have multiple suppliers that handle electricity and internet and water, and maybe if there's a swimming pool in the building, they handle that type of stuff. Or if there's renovations of certain things, you can use it as a collaborative tool in sending out that tour to the supplier and say, hey, take a look, this or that is wrong, and you put that specific information within the tour, and we'll see what that could look like in a minute. So generally, the VR Maker, the core solution gets you information easier and makes it more efficient to do your job, and provides a better view of the property. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and we're going to walk through two property management tours, and I'll show you some of the things that you can do, which is quite awesome. So just give me a second. Now, if I'm going to, there might be a bit of latency, there might be a bit of delay when we do this. So I'll try and not go too fast. If I do go too fast and you're like, oh shit, I completely missed that, just let us know, or let Andrea know, and she'll stop me. And we can either do this towards the end. I can go back or answer questions if it's not entirely clear. So if I look at the screen sort of in front of me, it's just to see, to make sure that you see what I see. I think we're pretty much good to go. So let me just go to a tour right here. All right, so this is an example of a property or a tour specifically for property management, created by one of our clients. And the first thing that you see, obviously, I hope that you guys know that within a virtual tour you can actually move around and go anywhere you like. And you see this little hotspot right here that enables me to move to a different place in the space. But that's not what I'm going to focus on right now. I'm going to focus on the three different tags or information buttons that you see. And this is a perfect example of showcasing information about the area, that helps me as a potential tenant of this residential building. So in this case, the one in the middle that you see here is about a public library. So when I click on that, a pop-up window will appear, as you can see, right? Yep, you can see that right now. Very good. And it shows me information about the library. In this case, it shows me opening hours, opening and closing hours. Which is great, right? In this residential building, there is a library that I can actually make use of. Fantastic. And there's a Learn More button. If I click on that button, it will actually move me, or it will open the website of the library. All right, so that's number one. And then on the right, you see a second tag, which is about a theater that is close by. And it shows you the exact address, which is actually on the opposite side of the building here. And it can, again here, if I click on Learn More, it will send me to the website of this theater with obviously the shows and anything that is displayed there, which is great. This is important information for me to know and helpful information. And then the last one that I want to show you here in this particular tour is the eye on the left side. And what they've done here is something really, really cool. So obviously within this residential building, I can see what's happening in this building, but I don't really know what's happening outside of this building. What does the area look like? So if I click on this, they've actually put an address and they linked it to Google Maps. And what it will show us is an aerial view of this residential building. So now I can actually see, here we go. So it shows me what is around this this residential building, and it gives me a great idea. This is wonderful for anyone that's looking at a tour. So you can actually be very creative with the tags and notes and all the information that you would want to display. So I think this is a great example. So let's just go back. There are a couple more tags that I want to show you guys. If I go to the panorama of the 18th floor, there are a couple more tags, and you'll, if we go through this, you'll probably think of more stuff that you can display depending on, the purpose of the tour. That's the key, right? What do you want the viewer to know? So what you see here, this is actually talking about, how many apartments that specific 18th floor actually has, and what the average size of each apartment is. Again, very important, and this could be important for a potential tenant, but also for, anyone that is sort of managing this property. So now let me just go all the way to the other side here. And here it shows me the emergency exit, which is sort of basic information, but again, important to know for anyone that is sort of visiting the property. I do want to know that. Now, this is more a tag for suppliers. When I look at it, or anyone that's managing the building, when I click on that tag, it pops up and it shows me information about electric meters here. Obviously, for the tenant, it might not be that relevant, but for anyone that is managing this property, and if there's something wrong, it's great that I have this information with me already before I've even set one foot inside this residential building. I have all the information that I need here, that I need to know about anything that has to do with the electric meters within the building. So, and that brings me to, let me just go through a different tour, the second tour. Here we go, this is a second tour, yep. And you see 3 other tags, and again, you know, here there's technical information that is displayed about certain meters, and you see that there's actually a photo, so you can embed a photo in some cases. If it's just text that you want to display, that's possible as well. But again, if something is wrong, you know, you just take a photo of it, you embed it in the tour, and you're good to go. Anyone that, you know, might be responsible for handling this, you know, you can just simply send the link, and they know everything there is to know, and they can immediately visualize, which generally is complicated to do if you're not actually there. And now, you know, with a combination of you know, the 360 tour and 2D photos, it's a perfect way to do your job more efficiently. And then the last tag here, which I think is also very, very important, is basically embedding a video within this tour. And this could be an instruction video. Say, how, you know, how should I handle this electrical box, or how should I, you know, how do I do this, or how do I do that, or what happens if, you know, the power is out, you know, within the building. Where do I go? What's the procedure? What's the protocol? You know, you record that, you embed it in the tour, and everyone instantly knows, you know, what needs to happen, which is fantastic. And yeah, again, also if something is wrong, you know, you can simply record that with your phone, for example, and later on, you know, embed that in the tour, because the photos are just 360 photos. But if there's something to explain, you know, sometimes a video. In other cases, it might be just a simple tag with some text that will suffice. So that's totally up to you. So this gives you an idea of the possibilities of different information that you can display within a tour. Now, one thing that I forgot here is a floor plan, right? And you can actually add a floor plan, which is in many cases, in many property management cases or real estate in general, important to give you an overview of that place. So that's another way to actually navigate within a specific tour. All you guys know that there are basically 3 ways to navigate, right? You have the standard hotspots that you can click on, you have the floor plan if there is one, and you have the panoramas at the bottom here to navigate. Okay, now that's basically it for showcasing the actual tours. What I now want to do is go straight into the editor and show you how to add this type of information within a tour, which is obviously very important. It's not rocket science, but it is important for you guys to know. So let's dive right in. We go right into the editor. Obviously, you go to iStaging.com to log in, right? If you create an account, you see a login button, you enter the portal, you go in the top right corner, and you go into the VR editor, and this is the screen that you see with all of your tours. So let's click on the tour, and there are 2 tabs that I want to cover with you guys today. Number 1 is Marker Editor, and number 2 is Manage Visitors. So let's go to Marker Editor. And here is where you can actually add those editing functions and add tags and notes and videos and stuff like that. So here on the left side, you see a hotspot. I'm not going to cover that today. I'm going to focus on the 4 below that. So obviously you have a tag. If you would click on that, a tag will appear and you can enter information. But I'm click on this specific tag right here that was already added by our client. We actually add a title. You know, you add a description about what it is that you want to do, a preview or a cover photo, and you can link to either a web page or any website for that matter, if that's important, depending on what type of information that you might want to display. Now, as you noticed, the default icon is actually this little icon right here. That's but if you want to have your own custom icon, which is what this property management company has done, you know, you click on the plus and you upload your own icon that you can then use for any tag in the tour. I see that Andrea tells me to go a little bit slower because there's a delay in the video. I hope that everything is going all right, guys. I hope that you all got what I was trying to say. Okay, then we have an image and a memo. Now the difference here, a memo, if I click on a memo, that is basically just a piece of text. So there's no picture included. Okay, it's just if I don't need a photo or I don't need like additional visual, because obviously the tour itself is visual already, I can just have a small little piece of text by adding a memo. Now, if a picture is important, right, because something is actually broken, or you want to highlight something or zoom in on something specific within a tour, you would use the image tag, which is basically a large image within the tour. So for a visual, an image, you choose the image tag. For a memo, you would use just a simple a description. Okay, then what I would want to do is go to the video tag, and that's the one right here. So if you click on that video tag, a video icon will appear, and we've already added a video here. And all you need to do, it's extremely simple, guys. This is not rocket science, like I said, but you just need to do it. You would just add the URL of the video that you want to embed inside the tour. It could be a YouTube video, but it could also be a different video platform. That's totally up to you. You would decide the size of it depending on how big you want that video to be. And all you need to do is save. Just remember, every single time you add something or you change something within your tour, make sure you click the save button at the bottom. Otherwise, you lose your changes, and that'd be a pity in some cases, or in all cases, actually. All right. Now, last thing in the edit, or second to last thing, is a floor plan. So I just showcased the floor plan, but how do we add that? If you actually have a floor plan, all you need to do is click the floor plan tag and click on the browse button in the left corner. You can upload the floor plan, and that's what we've done here. Now, once you've uploaded it, what we will see is that every single standpoint, every single photo basically ends up here in the corner, in the left corner, okay? And all you need to do, so that basically shows up here, right? And all I need to do is drag them from the corner to the correct place within the floor plan. Now you might ask, how are all those little dots already named? Because you've already named them in the panorama section here. So that's the second section where you actually name each photo, right? The location, whatever space that is. And once you've done that and you go to the marker editor, it automatically picks that up. And all you need to do is drag them from the corner to the right place in the floor plan. Now I've done that here. Most of the time, it doesn't take you longer than approximately 3 to 5 minutes. So it's really, really fast. And again, you would simply save rotation. So super, super simple. Okay, now the last thing that I want to show you guys today is the Manage Visitors tab. Just do that. And this enables you to actually track who's looking at your tour. Okay, there might be multiple reasons to actually do this. The default standard is off. It's always turned off, but I'm going to turn it on now and show you what happens. So if I turn it on, and if I now click on View, let me do this. What you will see before I enter the tour is that it will ask my name, all right, my email. So I'm going to just fill this out, and my phone number. Okay, this is not my real phone number, guys. All right, I'm just waiting for the screen to keep up. Okay, I think we're there. Very good. We click, we agree, and then I go next, and then it will send me an access code, and then you see that access code right here. You would copy and paste that. Right. Okay, let's go back to the tour. I will copy and paste that, verify, and then I can actually enter the tour here to look at the space or look at the property. Now, what this does, it now enables the creator of the tour to track who's actually entering this property. And if I'm not mistaken, you can actually see that in the editor now. So I'm going to go back to the editor, And in visitor management, you now see that me, Stefan, has entered the tour, all right, that I've looked at it once, and you see the average visit duration and the last time that they actually viewed the tour, all right? Now, again, for a bunch of different reasons. If you don't want people to do this, you can just turn off visitor tracking. Then you will have the general analytics about the tour, where your traffic comes from, but you cannot specifically track who's looked at your tour. So this is, this could be very, very valuable for you guys. I think that is about it for today. So I'm just gonna go back and stop sharing my screen. All right. Now, what my colleague Andrea is going to do is send out a quick survey to you guys, which takes you less than 30 seconds. So if you guys, would be help us out and just fill that out for us, that'd be fantastic. That will very much help us, to determine also what we should discuss in the next iStaging talk. It doesn't take you that long. So let's look at some of the questions that we have, if there are any questions. Would like to see how to create a custom URL for the live tour. Okay, that's a great question, Kartik. Now, there are actually two different ways to do this. There's a tutorial, which I won't go into detail, on our website, on our help center. So I'm pretty sure that we can send that out. Maybe Andrea can send that out now or later on how to create a custom URL. What you also could do is embed the tour inside a website, and that will basically hide the iStaging URL, and then it will just show the URL of your own website, if it's your own website. That's a different way of sort of customizing your URL. But there is a way to sort of do this. But go to our help desk or help center. If you go to our help center on iStaging.com, oh, there you go. I believe that Andrea already sent it. If you have any questions about that later on, some of our tech guys or some of our people on our team will be able to help you out. So no worries. I hope that helped. Oh, awesome. Okay, great. I'm happy that it helped. Are there any other questions that you guys have for me right now? This is your chance, guys. If you want to ask a question, I'm here right now, so don't hesitate. All right, I think that everyone is pretty much, everyone is quite happy with what's been discussed today. Obviously, this was specifically for property management, but in the coming weeks, we're going to do early December. That's when the next webinar is, and we'll be covering how to capture and create a tour, and mainly we're going to focus on the capturing part using your smartphone. So that's coming, and they're going to be more in the future. If you have suggestions on what you would like to see in these webinars, just send them out to our customer service team, and they'll get it back to us, and we'll make sure to go with that, because obviously we want to help you as much as possible. Don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions. In the meantime, there's no need to wait. For the next webinar will be available. So I think that's about it. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining our talk today. I truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one. All right. Bye bye.